So Jackie had a big party last Sunday.
How was it?
Well, I didn't go.
Oh.
But at least I tell him I'm not going. Fred keeps stringing him along. Fred, you're a weird guy, man. I decided.
I had car trouble, so back
No,
off.
you haven't even changed one bit. You've never had any intention of going.
You want me to produce an invoice saying that there was something wrong with my car?
Because this is the fourth time you've done it to Jackie.
Okay, wise ass.
It's the fourth time you did it to Jackie. Everyone was. I'm not the one saying it. Everyone told me about it.
Well, they're wrong.
Okay. Everyone told me about it.
Every intention of going.
So listen to this one.
Did he call?
Yes.
Yeah, he did call.
Okay.
He's gotten better about that.
Oh,
Usually he doesn't call. So, you know, when you ask Fred to go, Fred, for those of you who don't know, is a guy who works with us.
But that's it.
Yeah, he just works with us, and that's it. But he's a strange guy, and quite frankly, I don't really blame him for his awkward social behavior because he grew up as a hillbilly.
But Howard, come on.
Yeah.
People are responsible for themselves at this point.
What?
People are responsible for themselves at this point.
And I am, and I was, and that's it.
Yeah, so Fred was raised in a hillbilly environment.
But he knows better now. I mean, he's been through this enough.
Yeah, like he was raised in the Blue Ridge Mountains of Kentucky.
He's an Appalachian boy.
Appalachia, wherever the Blue Ridge Mountains are. Are they in Kentucky?
Virginia,
Kentucky. Who knows? So anyway, Fred would know. He's a hillbilly.
Tennessee.
Tennessee, thank you.
He knows where they are because he's from there.
Well, yeah, he goes there. No, Fred was raised in Hartford, Connecticut, but outside of Hartford in like a little country milking town or something where his parents milked. Yeah, they milked. You know, they did milk and chores and stuff, and they had no electricity.
Indoor plumbing?
Yeah. Did you have indoor plumbing?
I think it had just come in when I was born.
Yeah. I mean, he's not kidding, though. He's saying it like he's kidding, but he's not. And Fred's mom is from a whole other country and stuff. What country again?
Latvia.
They had nothing there. They didn't even have buildings.
A very sweet woman. I mean, I'm not saying hillbillies are bad. I'm just saying that, she's from a whole other world.
The Latvian hillbilly.
Well, she's not even a hillbilly.
The Latvian hillbillies, starring Mrs. Nars.
Ignore the facts.
Ding 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 ding. Und Fred, get in the room. Ding 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 ding. So that's why Fred, we always kid Fred from being from Mars and stuff because he acts like a Martian. But he acts like a Martian because he was raised on Mars.
There you go. I don't act any weirder than anyone else on this show.
And although, okay, sure, keep dreaming.
Yeah,
and
keep dreaming is right.
Yeah,
you're the one with a rag on your head.
That's right. That's the whole my brain's in from dripping out from listening to the likes of you.
That happens to be very fashionable.
Real witty, buddy.
Yeah, I'm like MTV, boy.
I was reading about kerchiefs last night.
Yeah, MTV, that's the latest look.
My grandmother used to wear one of those when she was dragging trees in the field, so that's real hip.
When she was killing the Jews in Latvia.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, good.
You got pictures, right?
Okay, hey, whatever.
No tree, that's a Jew.
That's a Jew. She's dragging a Jew. Hey, I thought Grandma was dragging a tree. And Fred will like this Jew.
Right.
I just uprooted another
that's
Jew.
What she did. You were there. Student of history.
So anyway.
I'm going back out in the rain.
So anyway, hey, Jackie, don't act so innocent over there. Jackie's the one telling me all this.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Well, where do you think he found out?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Jackie, you're an a-hole. You know that? You're a real a-hole.
I'll tell you what. You want to know what I'm guilty of, Fred?
No, I just want to keep talking.
No, well, I'm going to say something.
You can talk to Fred off the air.
Mr. Guy,
yeah, let's listen to you back.
When you called and said you weren't coming, you said you had the car trouble. Being the joke man, I went to Gary.
Being the a-hole.
When Gary got there, I said, Fred's not coming, he had car trouble, and I couldn't resist. I said, his car trouble was he didn't want to get in it. That's all I did was make a
because that's the joke.
And
You're a creep.
I'm not a
You're a creep.
That's all
so anyway,
this is what you start.
Yeah. So anyway,
Mr. Joke Man. Right?
Fred doesn't. You can even see the way like Fred argues, like inappropriately.
Yeah.
That's his.
Oh, and you're appropriate.
And that's Fred, the hillbilly. And that's nothing wrong with it. Hey, I got nothing against hillbillies. I'm the one who plucked Fred out of hillbilly country and took him with me.
So what's your excuse?
I like you. I'm not saying I don't like you.
What's your excuse with your argumentative nature?
Yeah, but don't you hear yourself? You sound like a mental patient.
And you don't?
Okay, so I do too. Okay.
You notice Fafafui doesn't come flying in here for this?
No, because Fafafui's the one who started it all.
Oh, he's the one who started it all.
Please don't tell Fred.
I don't want him to know where this came from.
I don't want Fred to know anything I say. Everyone's afraid of you because you act like a nut.
Gary tells you 20 things and it's... Didn't come from me.
That's right. That's what he always says. It didn't come from me.
Didn't come from me,
Wolf. But you see, he's a wise ass because he wants to start something.
Right. Okay, so anyway.
Right.
So Jackie had a big party with all his white trash friends. You know, with the clams and the garbage pail and all that stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and Jackie throwing steaks on the barbecue and drinking beers.
It was the first one of the season.
Yeah, and then they had to throw Jackie out of the house because he was smoking pot in the house in front of all the kids, and they had to throw him out and make him smoke his pot outdoors. I heard the whole thing, Jackie.
Wow, Jack.
True?
Yeah,
True or false?
That was right after Fred's grandmother dragged the Jews across the field.
You weren't smoking outside?
That's not what you just said, huh?
Yeah, that's what I just said. I said you couldn't smoke in the house. You had to smoke outdoors.
You just said Jackie had, check the tape. Jackie had to be thrown out of the house because he was smoking.
Yeah, they told you to go smoke outdoors.
Did you smoke outdoors?
Did I smoke outdoors?
I'm not making this stuff up.
Perry Mason around here.
Oh, no.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Jackie wouldn't smoke,
Of
seriously.
course I wouldn't smoke pot. It's against the law.
I know. I'm just kidding. It's just part of your image, okay? I'm just trying to prove I know what's going on, that's all. Trying to act hip, that's all. Jackie knows it's against the law and he wouldn't do that. Anyway, where was I?
You were telling me that Jackie had to be thrown out of the house. He had a big party.
Well, I was just making that up.
Right, but he had the big white trash party that he
big white trash party. So, you know, he has a big party. And the reason, you know, why is Jackie having a party? He's having a party because he wanted to take pictures of everybody in his different, you know, in his different Joke Man T-shirts.
With his merchandise,
With his merchandise.
Unbelievable pictures. I saw them yesterday.
Yeah.
Baba Yenta.
One of the listeners just called. Didn't the
Baba Yenta.
Baba Yenta. I'm not going to even look at you right now, boss. I got more stuff to say.
Didn't the psychic say that?
The psychic friend.
Oh, boy. You're in for it.
Okay, open your mouth next time. Okay, boss.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Gary, sit where Fred can see you.
Yeah, so I can see you, wise ass. Right here. Here I am. Come on, come over here.
Yeah.
Come over here.
Go sit next to Fred.
Come on.
A lot of love in the room.
Hey, come on
Sit
in.
on my lap.
Yeah, what were you saying?
The psychic said that Fred was going to have car trouble.
That Fred would have car trouble?
Yeah,
was tired.
Oh, you know, that's right.
Wait a minute. Come on. Is
Hey,
that
Fred,
true?
that is true.
So I guess I'm off the hook.
No,
Either that or
not with me, you're not.
Oh, I know.
Oh, I'm not even done.
With you, you're Mr. Relentless.
Yeah. So anyway,
It's like
most
let's beat
normal
the dead
people...
horse.
Thank you.
Most normal people.
Oh, boy.
Most normal people...
I'm still going to talk with you.
Why are you so uptight?
Why am I so uptight?
Yeah.
Why are you so relentless?
Who's being relentless? I'm
You
just
haven't even
reporting.
told the story once.
I haven't said a word.
He hasn't gotten started yet.
Well, but you don't even know what I'm going to say.
I know where he's going to
It could be in your favor.
I've been in
Let's
a
see.
cave for the past 10
You're
years.
being a moron, man. Relax. This is what I'm talking about. Inappropriate behavior. Even my family says,
Why
when
don't
Fred
you
gets
sell-
on the air, he's
why don't you sell that
inappropriate.
to somebody else?
Okay. Sounds stupid.
Okay, good. So what's that to you?
I'm just looking at Jackie, looking at the floor.
This is funny. I can't stop laughing.
Oh, good. I'm glad you're getting some enjoyment out of it.
I want to know what happened to the car.
Yeah, what happened to your car, Fred?
It's in the shop.
What's wrong with it?
He broke it.
Fire trouble.
It heard your voice and the engine melted, Robin.
Yeah, Fred, what happened to your car?
I thought it was the alternator. It turned out to be a short in the battery.
A short in the battery? So how long has it been in the shop?
It just got done yesterday.
So how many days did you have to leave it there?
When did you discover it?
Yeah.
I discovered it on Saturday, tried to fix it, and on Sunday it just wasn't any better.
Oh, he tried to fix it.
Yeah.
Well, I tried.
Well, he's a hillbilly. He thinks he knows stuff about cars.
What do I know?
Yeah.
I thought it was just a dead battery is what it was.
All right. So anyway, brand new car, no less.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
all right. Okay, take it easy.
can I say?
Take it easy. Nobody putting you down for the new car.
You were?
So
I didn't
anyway,
think you were.
so Fred,
I'm very shocked
why?
that you didn't save this for the 8 o'clock.
In fact, I've been sitting on this one for 4 days.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know. I just could never get to
Slow
it.
morning.
Monday?
Slow morning.
Yeah, I couldn't get to it.
I
Slow
saw this
morning.
blue pass, as a matter of fact.
Slow morning.
Slow morning.
No, I got plenty to talk about.
No, you must not.
Oh
because
yeah,
this
no.
is the best you
I got
in
a
your
lot
file.
of interesting stuff to talk
Well,
about.
let's trot it out then.
All right.
Trot it out.
All right. Anyway, so Fred comes from the backwoods
Right, with Jew killers.
with I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
I said Grandma was dragging
Grandma
a Jew.
kills Jews.
We didn't say how the Jew
Oh,
died.
excuse me.
She was just dragging it out of her house.
We're not in a court of law.
She was trying to save the Jew.
You didn't say
Yeah, she was trying to save the Jew from like what?
From being
being
hurt.
what?
From being hurt. She thought it was still alive.
She was saving it from her husband.
She thought it was still alive. You
Right.
reduced a Jew to an
That's
inanimate
right.
object.
That's right.
There you go.
Okay?
Actually, the
I just
Jew
wanted to make
needed-
sure that you were saying.
All right.
The Jew needed some fresh air, Fred.
That's right.
So she was dragging it
There
out.
you go.
Okay.
Are we talking about a Weimaraner or a Jew, Robin?
All right. Anyway, so anyway, every time you invite Fred somewhere, you're never really sure if Fred's going to show up.
Yes.
Because, like, you'll say, hey, Fred, Jackie, how long before Fred even committed to actually saying he'd go? Like, isn't it sort of like, hey, Fred, I'm having a party. We'll see if we can make it. He always has like
I'll let you know.
I'll let you know. He's always got to check his schedule.
He said he was coming. He did give a qualified answer, but he said...
What was the qualified
he said
answer?
They would do their best to make it.
Do their best to make it. So you never know.
Right.
Like, Fred will never tell you he's coming or he's not coming.
There's always some unforeseen circumstance.
Like, you invite someone to your house, you go, hey, you want to come to my house? Now, like Jackie asked me, and I said, well, I've got plans on Sunday, and I can't make it. But Fred will always go, we'll see if we can make it. So you never know if Fred's going to show up anywhere.
Well, I did have plans on Saturday, but I also had car trouble, so that was the whole reason.
So you were right. We'll see if we can make it. If
Right.
you could have made it. But he'll never say to you...
I couldn't make it.
Yeah, but you didn't know you were going to have car trouble.
If I didn't have car trouble, I would have been there.
Yeah, but and when you give an answer to Jackie about whether or not you're going to his house, you don't say, we'll see if we can make it.
Well, I had other circumstances,
Yeah,
which
but-
I won't go into.
But you got to tell Jackie. You got to say, Jackie...
No, I was very clear with Jackie, and I was also very clear with Nancy.
Was he very clear?
He was very clearly ambiguous.
Yeah, right.
No. He was honest. He said he would see if he could make it.
Yeah,
He says that all the
time.
No,
he always
but
has
I
circumstances.
had a different reason, and I won't go into
But he
that.
always... I see.
I won't.
It's not like the caterer had to set for two less. I mean,
No, but it's just that's always his answer. We'll see if we can make it. Even if he's not with anybody, he'll see if we can make it. That's his answer. But I correct this stuff in him, and he gets better with it. So as painful as this is, Fred, you got to just
You want to
take
know
the
something?
cues
This
from
is
me.
a case where you are totally wrong and
Yeah, but
inappropriate.
you do this all the time. You say, we'll see if we can make it. This isn't the only
Want to know
time.
something? Maybe in the past there have been
Right.
circumstances like that. That is not the case in this case.
Well, maybe not the case in this case, but you always say, we'll see if we can make it. You're
Okay,
supposed to
so
either give a
what- so-
definite yes or no, or
So
say to the
since
person,
when
I've got
you-
something going on.
Since when are you the person that appoints yourself the person who is in charge of my life?
Because you need someone to teach you how to behave.
But who asked you?
I am the person.
Oh, so
I've been
you're
the
just gonna
person since
basically barge in.
1976 to
So you're
take
basically
care of
going
you.
to barge in.
No, I have to take care of you. Who's going to take care of you?
You don't have enough with a book. And
Who
a
got
movie
you? Who
and
got you your
radio
banking
shows.
account? Who set you up with a checking account?
I set myself up.
Who
with a
found you
checking
your first
account.
apartment?
Who found me?
Who fed you when there was a
Allison
storm?
Stern found me my first
Okay,
apartment.
all right. All of a sudden now it's like, who needs you? Well, you
Yeah,
don't have to tell
right.
me.
That's
Big
not
shot.
true.
It's got the princess over
That's
there.
not true. You're
All
just
right.
you're just trying to railroad me on a
Who yanked the money out of your mattress? Who called you when NBC we had you behind those sheets in your
There you go.
apartment?
There you go.
Who got you engaged? Who found you your girlfriend?
There you go.
All right, so.
The girl who you didn't want me to pick.
Yeah, okay. But I got her for you, meanwhile.
There you go. There you go.
Since when do I barge in on his life? I'm your father. You remember that.
Okay, Dad.
Yeah.
Can I have the car Saturday?
Yes.
Mine's broken.
Yeah, why didn't you call Daddy for the car?
Yeah, why don't you call your dad for the car?
I should have. You're not using the vet anyways.
That's right.
That would
That's
have
your
been cool.
car.
I could be like Angie and
Yes,
drive
son.
around.
So anyway.
Speaking of which, I begged everybody to RSVP,
Mm-hmm.
and Fat Ganji never called, and then he showed up, and he's like 3 people eating.
Right. Well, anyway, the point is that when you invite Fred to your house, you never know what Fred... And most times, Fred is... You were telling me, Jackie, don't be so afraid of him. Tell me back what you said back in the office. There's a couple of times already he's done this, hasn't he? He did it a couple of times to most people. Me, I always corner him. I always go, hey, Fred, are you coming or not?
Not to shift any blame, which is far from
Right. Go ahead. Yes.
modus operandi, but
Just-
it was
Fafafuhi?
Yeah, he was quoting past performances such as the pig vomit wedding.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was another one.
Well,
I guess
you want-
Fred
well,
had
that
a
was-
situation there.
You know what it
Was your
was?
car
I had a
broken?
wedding the night before, and I didn't get until like 5 or 6 that day.
There were 2 empty seats at our table, and there was literally money on the seats. We were
I had
like
no
betting,
idea that
you know,
the other
we had
wedding was
$20
gonna go that
bills.
long.
You were $20 bills whether Fred would show up?
But I sent a gift.
Yeah, but if you tell someone you're coming...
Well, I had no intention of missing that. I was at a wedding until 6 o'clock that morning. I did not know that wedding was going to go that long.
Did not know that.
I did
There was
not
two
know
weddings that weekend.
You got some social calendar.
What can I say?
He's so busy.
He's so in demand. All right, very good. We straightened that all out.
Well, I'm so glad. I feel much better now.
No, but Gary could give you a whole list of 4 things in a row that Fred hasn't shown up
Gary
for.
has the
Because Gary has such a full life.
No, Gary has your history. I keep him in... he's in charge of you.
Well, I'm so glad that we have
Put
Gary.
down that commercial sign. It's not time for commercials yet.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
If you want to continue this, let's continue it afterwards.
Hey, Gary, come in here. He'll tell you what you've missed.
Oh, I'm so glad that he's here.
Because Gary has all the, Gary would have these things and stuff.
Yeah,
and he'd
because
say
Gary
to
has all
Fred,
this useless information.
You know, in my book coming out...
Why don't you put a cigarette in my mouth and blindfold me?
No, really, you can help me out with this. Aside from the pig vomit wedding, aside from Fred going to Jackie's and giving those cryptic answers, because it is funny. I mean, Fred's behavior is the talk of the office.
Well, I'm so glad. You don't make me self-conscious at all,
Just give me another example of Fred saying he'd be somewhere and then just doesn't show up.
Go ahead, guys.
Go ahead. Come on.
Hey, I'm in the pit.
You're
anyway.
in the pit anyway, so you might as well. Go ahead.
Come on, Pudgeball. Let's say it.
Go ahead.
It's nice. You might as well dance.
You might as well have fun.
Lick your teeth, eat some
And
chocolate.
Jackie, you're a big pussy. You're afraid to say anything. Leave him alone.
I was at least afraid to say anything even in...
All right. Who even knows what you're talking about? Go ahead. What'd you say, Gary?
I think there was a birthday party.
Right.
One of my birthday parties.
Where he just would say, well, we'll see if we can make it.
It was vague.
Yeah,
It was
we'll
a
see
vague
if we can
answer.
make it.
And
That's his answer. We'll see if we can make. He always gives a vague answer, and then he keeps himself open. So I said, there's always this betting that goes on afterward. Did Fred A. never intend to go? Does Fred intend to go, but really just kind of keeps his options open?
It's like an SAT question.
Yeah, it's an SAT question, and no one will ever really know the truth.
Fred, I would like to point out I never took part in that bet.
Like that's going to make a difference.
No, he just knew better.
No, but you know what I mean, Robin? Does Fred say, is he afraid to tell somebody no to something?
We've always had these conversations about why you get the vague answer.
Right.
And there's all kinds of theories either, he's not in charge of his social schedule.
Right.
No.
And he has to go and ask if they have plans.
Yeah, but he was like this even before he met Princess.
Yes,
Right.
but now that he's got the princess, we added theories to the theory.
Because what he used to do, if you invited him somewhere for the weekend, he would be going to his mom's, but I figured he was embarrassed to tell you that he's going to his mom's house. And then he didn't know if he'd make it back from his mom's house, depending on what his mom was cooking, because she'd pack him up with food and stuff.
Right.
And we always had this, question as to why he had to go all the way to Connecticut every weekend.
Right. Do you intend to go to these things, or do you just never really intend, but you don't want to say no to people?
No, I have intentions of going.
Right. Oh, so you really have good intentions.
Sometimes, usually, things come up that I have to take care of or whatever.
You mean, so let's say you're invited to Gary's birthday party on a Sunday, and you say, well, we'll see if we can make it, which is not an appropriate answer to someone who's invited you to something. It's either yes or no, or I have extenuating circumstances.
I'd say recently, if anybody's asked me anything, I'll usually tell them that something else is going on at that time.
Yeah. And there's something else going on. Is usually mowing his parents' lawn in Connecticut.
No, not true.
Or rooting a tree.
Not true. I think there's usually something else going on.
Right. So it's trauma.
But whenever, now he's gotten even more vague.
Yeah.
Because if you ask him, the bunch of us are going to see a concert or something.
Right.
And Fred will just shake his head. He won't even say anything.
No, yeah.
We'll say, Fred, we're all going to go to see a play.
He's a scholar. He studies it. Now, come on. This is your bizarre hillbilly behavior. I'm just pointing it out so that you improve.
That's your opinion, and you want to know something.
So, hey, Gary, seriously, anybody who grew up on Long Island, would they act like that? I mean, you have a certain...
Well, I don't know about it, where you're from, but
I want to know something. I think this is exactly what it's all about.
You think so?
You definitely
You're a hillbilly. You go ahead.
No, I don't know. I don't know
because most of the people from here, with the exception of Rob, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I was just going to say that I don't know if it has anything to do with where you're from.
Right.
But, Robin is sort of right. There's lots of times where we'll get, free tickets to concerts and stuff. And Fred's usually...
no.
Now he says no.
Right.
He used to be vague.
All right, so you're getting better.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I got to say that most of it is that we're just bummed out that...
Yeah, we miss you, Fred. We miss you.
Fred used to come to a lot more stuff. I used to see him a lot more.
I think this is what it's all about.
That's all. We miss you. You're a great guy.
I really do. I mean, I would have loved if Fred was out there on Sunday.
Oh, absolutely.
No, I'm absolutely right.
I think there are other people that actually do feel it. I know you personally don't, Howard, but I know they
It breaks my heart every time I don't see you. I don't like you, right, Fred? Okay, good. All right, there you go.
I have seen Fred socially...
Now,
in
wait
the
a
last
second.
year and a half was at my wedding. Was he? You know what I mean?
I was shocked he showed up for that.
Well, there was speculation.
Yeah.
No, that I knew he'd be at.
We
Put a
speculated.
cork in it.
What about your birthday party? How did that work out? Like Fred would say, we'll see if we can make it.
He wasn't sure. Yeah,
He was never sure. And he never tells you why, right?
No, I did. As a matter of fact, I did. I said I had something else going on that night.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I did.
Something more
Did he
important
ever say
than
that?
Gary.
I can't remember.
It was a family thing, and I had to deal with that. And I said if we got out early enough, we would show up.
See, when I want to see Fred, I pay him. So that's what.
There you go.
And it always works. That's why I see him here every day.
Matter of fact, I'm not even getting paid for this morning. I'm kicking back the paycheck. It's so much fun.
There you
You'll
go.
call him Fred a whore.
Exactly.
And like you're not Mr. Jackie the joke plug every 5 minutes.
Wacko.
Can I tell you what's hanging on the wall
We
at
all
Jackie's house?
What? You guys are all afraid of Fred. I can't
No,
believe it.
I
You
just-
guys are such
I-
pussies.
well,
You
I'm
won't even
gonna
tell
tell
Fred
you-
what you
I'm gonna
think.
tell you a story now.
What's hanging in Jackie's house?
Hanging on the wall at Jackie's house, which is the funniest thing in the world.
And it's there so Fred will see it, which he has not
Right.
seen it yet.
It's just tacked to the wall.
Yeah.
I guess Jackie wrote a note about Fred, sort of a dig against Fred, and Fred wrote a note during the show that he handed to Jackie that said, I'm sick of being your target, fat boy. and Jackie's got both notes hanging on the wall proudly.
Right.
We were
Jackie's
doing a
house
news
is really an
story.
interesting home. It really is. He takes pieces of paper, just hangs them all over the wall. In the living room. Where's that hanging? In the living room?
No, it's actually right on...
On the steps up to the bedrooms?
No.
Yeah.
On the steps going down to the basement,
Oh,
right?
good.
We were
That's
doing
good.
a news story.
That's nice
and Robin,
decorating.
And Robin said there's a full moon, and the note was, there's a full moon. I guess that's why Fred is dressed as a muskrat. And the note from Fred said, I'm glad I'm your target, dumpy. And you could see the anger in his handwriting.
Well, I said to Jackie, I said, was Fred kidding?
He said, why is this hanging here? I said, what, are you kidding?
Oh, dumpy.
Not one of my better insults.
All right. All right. You guys keep passing notes to each other.
It's like high school.
Yeah. And you guys are such pussies. You're all afraid of Fred. You're afraid to say what you say behind his back. I say it right to his face.
We pretty much said everything.
Oh, come on, it has to be dragged out of you. You're always telling
You're always
stories
so
back there
scared
in
of
the
him.
office.
Why are you so scared of Fred? What's he going to do?
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Why?
I'm not afraid. What do you think, he's going to beat me up?
No, but I
I
mean,
think you're afraid of that.
No, I don't think so.
I think you're afraid.
I'm more afraid of you than I am afraid.
I don't think you can take Fred's silent treatment and stuff, but who cares?
Well, he does get angry.
Yeah, but who cares?
Well, that's true, Gary. You have said to me before, Fred just started talking to me again. I don't want to get into this.
Yeah. Who cares if Fred talks to you?
Well, I do.
Why?
Because, we used to hang out. and
Yeah,
stuff.
well, so who cares? He only hung out with you because he didn't have a girlfriend at the time to hang out. You were his girlfriend, that's all. He dumped you for another
You know
one.
what was weird? When I first started on the show,
Fred always latches onto somebody.
when I first started, like in 86 or 87,
Yeah.
I started, getting friendly with Fred, and I'd
Yeah.
invite him out for the weekend. Or
Yeah, for a while he
birthday,
latched onto
and he'd
you.
come out, and I remember you guys would say, Fred came to your house for the weekend? I was like, yeah, I invited him, and he came out,
Yeah.
and played guitars, and
No,
hung
because
out.
you didn't have a girlfriend at
But
that
I
point.
just remember how shocked you guys were that I
No,
just
no, no,
invited
no,
him,
no,
and
no,
he came
no, no.
out.
No, not only did he come out, let me ask you something. I know Fred pretty
Didn't
well.
he stay?
Wouldn't he stay for the whole weekend? Would he stay for the whole weekend?
Stay as long as he's invited, yeah. But
yeah.
it seemed very normal to me. But I don't know.
Okay.
No, but I mean, I took one time...
No, before Fred had see, this is Fred's way of doing things. He finds a person, latches onto. For a while, he latched onto me.
Yeah.
He latches onto a person and just stays with them.
Yeah.
And then he latches onto another person and another person. And then they lead him around.
He's like a barnacle.
There you go.
Yeah, he's like a barnacle.
I must admit, I never have double dated
Robin,
with
stick
Fred.
it, will you?
Right. Yeah, you don't have to double. Fred now has the girlfriend who stays with
But
him.
I've never double dated with him.
Yeah, she leads him
Like,
around.
I go out with the Martlings from time to
Yeah.
time.
Allison is made of Velcro, his beautiful princess. And Fred stuck right to her.
Princess Velcro.
But you were the princess for a while, Gary. Remember when Fred was with you all the
All
time?
the time.
And we had some great times.
You had some great times, but I mean, Fred was always with you
We used to
because
we'd go down to the Stone Pony.
Yeah, 'cause you would
and
take him
Pig Helmet.
places.
Yeah.
He'd come over to my house and
Sure.
have dinner.
Right.
I'd go to his house.
he won't do that anymore. You ever wonder why he doesn't do it anymore? He's got the girlfriend. You're not the girlfriend
He
anymore.
was going to get back to me on it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I know how Fred operates.
Yes.
You think I don't know my?
That's-
You don't?
that's
You think I know my
exactly-
Fred?
That's exactly how it operates.
Yeah. You know I'm right, Fred. I'm a great
Well, I
judge
wish
of.
you could tell us how
Well,
it's
you're not
different.
right, but okay.
All right.
How is
It's
it
your
different?
show.
How am I wrong?
How are you wrong?
Yeah.
It's your show. You can say
Why don't you hang around with Gary
say
anymore?
anything you want. Why don't I hang around? We have other interests, number one.
When did you get other interests?
When?
When you got your girlfriend. She had other interests.
Even before that. And
Yeah.
also, we're starting to get a little tight because, there were just some things that happened around that time that kind of split us apart a little bit.
Really?
Wow. See, I didn't even know this.
Oh, believe me, it's not true.
Oh, it is true, but
I mean,
I'm not gonna
I
get
know
into
Fred.
it.
Fred, you'd still be with Gary if you didn't find that girlfriend.
I like Gary. I like him as a person. I think he's a real good guy to hang out with.
Oh,
What can I
Well,
say?
why don't you hang out with him then?
He's got his life, I got my life.
No,
and
no,
So
no,
every
no.
once in a while you gotta have dinner.
Robin, how often do we hang out? How long have we been knowing each
Never.
other?
You haven't
Right.
gone out with me in years. I've
I
been
know.
very hurt.
None of the guys like
I
going
know.
out with you, Robin.
No, that's not true. I love
true
going
at
out with
all.
Robin.
They're always
Robin's
after
a
me
lot
to
of
go
fun.
out.
Robin's
Fred
a-
doesn't like going out with you.
Fred used to come
Probably
over
not.
to my...
You and
Fred-
me are the only ones who go out together.
No. Fred used to come over to my house and have dinner after work.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Used to help her out.
Yeah, so for a while you were the
I was
girlfriend.
the girlfriend for a while.
I didn't even
thought
know about
and you wanna know
that.
something? I thought I was being social and helpful. What did I know?
No. Fred always latches
What
on.
did I
Fred,
know?
I know you better than anybody.
Okay.
I know you, and you can't even deny that I'm wrong.
I can.
Nope. You
Yes,
can
I
deny.
can.
Oh, you can deny it, but you know I'm right and deep in your heart.
No, I know.
You
no,
latched on to
you
Gary.
think you're right and deep in your heart. So that's all that matters.
You latched on to Gary.
You know, it's so amazing.
I liked him.
It's
You
a-
latched on to Gary.
I like Gary a lot.
Like you
It's so-
latched on to everybody
I
else.
think he was a good guy. I think Jackie's a good guy. I
And
think
you latched on
Robin's
to
a wonderful
Jackie for a
person.
while. You even latched on to Robin. I didn't even know about that.
See? There you go. You had your eyes closed for like 5
I
seconds.
felt bad for Robin. You didn't get the latch treatment.
No, I got it.
All right.
It's so amazing to sit in this part of the room and watch it and not be the victim and just see how you work.
Isn't it great?
It's entertaining, Bull.
You latched on.
I know
Okay.
when Fred fell out with you. You remember Fred used to be with you a lot, too.
Yeah, but I got, I just couldn't take it anymore.
You had a
Right.
child.
I mean, it was
Fred
like,
got very
yeah,
upset.
I got a kid, and Fred was mad that I had a kid.
No, you see, that's funny. I thought I was doing you a favor by not bothering you.
No, come on.
That's so funny.
At that time, and that's exactly when you started latching on to Gary.
I don't even know if Gary...
After I dumped you.
I don't even know if Gary... Oh, you dumped me. Okay. Let's just change history altogether.
I do have to say in Fred's defense that Fred has said to me twice in the last couple of months, totally unsolicited,
Yeah.
that as soon as he gets his new place together, he was going to have
And
us
that
all
should
over for
be in
dinner.
about, and that should be
Sure.
about a month.
All right, and that was, I mean, I didn't press
I'm not
for
talking
anything.
about one dinner every 2 years. I'm talking about he used to hang
Hey,
around with you
start
every day.
slow.
Yeah.
See, he wants the whole thing.
If Fred
And
lost
then we're
his
back to
girlfriend
latching
tomorrow,
again.
if Fred lost his girlfriend tomorrow, he'd
He'd
latch
be
on to
back.
one of
You
you.
want to know something? I wouldn't dare, because then I'd have to sit here and listen to this for another 45 minutes.
You'd be going right back to Connecticut.
You believe us, Fred.
Don't
we would
think so.
accept you back with
That's
open
right.
arms. It's
I
okay.
doubt that very
Take him
much.
back.
So in a
I
month,
doubt it very
you would
much.
take Fred back?
Absolutely.
In a month, I
Gary's
tell
a
you
loyal
what,
friend.
So would I.
a month is 31, let's call it 31 days. We'll give Fred the benefit of that. Within 31 days, you should be at Fred's house for dinner.
You want to know something?
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Okay, very good.
It'll happen.
All
You're
right,
invited
we'll
too.
see.
You won't come, but
Well,
I'm
thank you.
inviting you.
I won't wait too long for an invitation.
What's Steve?
I'm inviting you now.
You know what? I
It's
might
April
have something
26th.
doing that day.
Okay.
I'm
Well,
not
if you do,
sure.
then that's fine.
I'm not sure
See,
if I can be there.
See, I'm an understanding
So just
guy.
keep two
You on the-
plates there.
You, on the other hand,
Keep
it's
two
got-
plates
it's gotta
there.
do everything by the book. I think you're part Nazi.
It's like,
I really do.
Are you inviting me to your house? Seriously?
Yes, I am.
You know, I don't know
Okay.
what we're going to
If
be
you don't
doing
know,
that
you don't
day.
know.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
No, as a matter of fact, we're going to try and make it.
Well,
How's that for an answer? Now go
you wanna
prepare
know
a meal.
something? You could even do it 2
We're going
hours
to try and make it.
beforehand.
We're going to try and make it.
Because I wouldn't cook. I would order in.
Okay. We're going to try and make it.
Okay? How tough is that?
Looks good.
Yeah, and we'll see if I show up.
If you do, you do.
You would hate that.
I'll be pleasantly
All right.
surprised.
We'll be
and
back right after
see what
these
happens.
words.